There's a dark side to Instagram that is robbing you of views and making money off of the photos that you and I love to share. It's a problem that most photographers and content creators are aware of, but very few know how to solve. So I'm gonna share how to fix it and what you and I can do right now to prevent it from ever happening in the first place. In 2021, I shared this photo to my Instagram account. Now at the time, I had around 1,000 followers, and the photo got 357 likes, which was easily double any other photo that I had posted at the time. A few months later, a friend reached out and said they found my photo posted on another brand's account. It was a page that had 40,000 followers and sold t-shirts, hats, and other military paraphernalia. But not only were they using my photo, every single post on that Instagram account was a photo taken from another photographer or from an online source without crediting the original photographer. As a photographer, you own the copyright to your own photos. That means you can control who uses it and how they use that photo. And if someone else uses your photo without getting your permission, that's what's known as copyright infringement. So I messaged the brand, and this is what I said to them. Thanks for sharing my photo, but I noticed you didn't credit or tag me. If you would like to continue using it, I can provide you with the licensing agreement for Instagram. They responded, thanks for reaching out. I honestly had no clue you were the original photographer. I can edit the post and add credit. I'm sorry about that. Or we can totally go through with the licensing agreement for the photo as well. So the brand went ahead and tagged me. I thanked them for the credit and moved on. Out of curiosity, a few days later, I went back to check how the post was performing and noticed that the brand had removed both the credit and the tag. By that point, the post had over 5,000 likes, and the brand had effectively gotten what it wanted out of posting that content. So rather than going back and trying to get them to sign a licensing agreement, I simply reported the photo to Instagram for copyright infringement. The question you might have is allowing someone else to use your photo really that big of a deal? Well, in scenario one, where they don't ask and they simply repost it without your permission or without tagging you, yes, that is copyright infringement, and that is illegal. Then there's scenario two, where they do ask and they do get your permission, but we're gonna talk about that in just a bit. If copyright infringement is illegal, why do brands and Instagram pages and repost accounts get away with it? Why do they think it's okay to use someone else's photo without their permission? Part of the problem is that Instagram doesn't penalize accounts the same way you would in a commercial setting, or the same way YouTube does with its content ID system. YouTube, for example, is automatic. If you upload a video that has copyright music on it, that entire video now gets demonetized, and any money that you would have made from posting that content goes directly to the music artist. YouTube is also automatic, so it is actively processing videos in the background so that even if I upload a short or a video and someone else clips it, right in the copyright tab, YouTube puts all instances of those and allows you to either ask for them to be removed in bulk, or allows you to determine whether or not that use case is indeed fair use. And if it's not fair use, on YouTube, you can even go in and copyright strike an account, and if an account gets 3 strikes, their account is removed. Here's what Instagram says about copyright infringement. If you repeatedly post content that infringes someone else's intellectual property rights, such as copyrights or trademarks, your account may be disabled or your page removed under Instagram's repeat infringer policy. Unlike YouTube, Instagram doesn't have a hard number of copyright strikes or a hard rule when an account passes a line that it should now be removed. And with no hard rules about when an account gets removed, it effectively encourages repost accounts and reshare accounts to continue this behavior of stealing other people's photos and videos and reposting them. Now, you might think this is all very idealistic. Like, how is it even possible for us to track all these instances when a photo gets reused? But there actually is a way to do this, and a solution that I've started to use recently thanks to my friend Jonathan, who let me know about it. There's a website called Piracy that you can simply log in with your Instagram account and then actively looks on the internet on Instagram, on news sites to see if anyone has reused your content without permission. I now realize I made a mistake when I reported that photo from that account. Instead of reporting it through Instagram, I should have uploaded it through Pixie and let them fight the copyright on my behalf. The reason being is that if they find a legitimate case of copyright infringement, they will actually fight it on your behalf and recover money that that brand or that company or that page should have paid you to license that content. So you can check that out. All that information will be down in the description. Pixie is not sponsoring this video. They are not affiliated with me in any way, but it is a service that works great if you find out that your photos are being used after the fact. But what about scenario 2? What if someone asks you in advance to use your photo? Is it worth sharing that photo for exposure, or should you license it and sell the usage rights to that photo? Perhaps you're a new photographer and licensing just seems too complicated. You want to keep it simple, and all you really want to do is give your photos away for exposure so that you can grow and get the recognition that you deserve. In November of 2020, I shot some photos for a friend as part of a social media campaign for a major athletic clothing company. The deal was that the photos would be posted to their local Toronto page, but the global page that represents this brand saw the photos that were posted on the Toronto page, said, "We like them and we would like to feature them." So they reached out and I had a decision to make. Should I work for exposure, for the views, for the recognition, or should I risk them not wanting to post it and ask for financial compensation? Ask them to pay me to license this photo. On that Instagram page that had over 4 million followers where my photo was shared, the photo got 16,000 likes. And it got me 0 new followers, 0 new likes, and 0 exposure. I realized that day that I would rather have money in my pocket to pay for groceries, to pay my bills, or simply pay for new camera gear to level up my photography. More recently, my friend Taha had his first 2 reels hit over 1 million views. Those 2 viral reels have now pushed his account to over 15,000 followers. An absolute huge win and huge success for him. But a page with 500,000 followers took his reel without asking and posted it on their own account. When that page reposted Taha's content, it got over 500,000 views. A lot of these big reshare pages make money by driving views to the products that they sell. In this case, this page was selling Lightroom presets. But they can also use the numbers and the views they're getting to drive brand deals, or charge other creators or businesses or brands to be featured on their page. The problem is that these big reshare pages see Instagram social content as disposable. Even if you ask them to license your content, more than likely they're gonna say no. They're gonna laugh at you and probably just rip it off anyways without giving you any credit. So then why does Instagram allow these pages to keep engaging in copyright infringement? Why are they allowed to exist? Well, Instagram actually wants them to exist because it keeps people on the platform. From your perspective as a user of these platforms, it's way easier for you to follow one page that reshares all of the best rather than having to follow 100 different creators who maybe some of the content you don't like and then a little bit of the content you like, and only a very small percentage of the content from those 100 users is the best of the best. Why follow 100 different accounts when you can just follow one? In the best case scenario, you should be licensing every single piece of content that somebody asks to share. Even if the value of the license is 0, it's still better for you to sign an agreement that outlines all of the usage terms for that piece of content or for that photo. And having gone through all this and worked with some of my friends, we've now put together a licensing contract for photos, for content that will be the form and the contract that I use going forward every single time someone asks me to license a piece of content. I've actually made that form available on my website if you're interested in picking up. It's got annotations on it that will guide you through step by step, because ultimately you should be customizing the contract to fit your particular needs. Now, Full disclaimer, this is not legal advice. I am not a lawyer. I've simply just written it based on my personal experience. But for the longest time, I had no idea that licensing your photos to get paid was even an option. I had no idea where to start and no idea what that type of contract looked like. In order to fix this problem going forward, I think there are a few things that you and I should be agreeing on. One, we agree that copyright infringement is unacceptable in any form, and that you and I should be fairly compensated for the work that we produce. In some cases, that could mean working for exposure, again, with a licensing agreement in place. But in an ideal world, it means you're getting paid for your hard work. Two, we need to be prepared to say no if someone rejects our licensing agreement. Three is we can stop engaging with other pages that steal work or engage in copyright infringement. Instagram also needs to step up and implement tools that make it easier to stop copyright infringement. Whether that means making the copyright process less bulky and more intuitive, or making some sort of portal where you can go on and find matches between your content and other pieces of content, or implementing tools that allow bigger pages to properly reshare and credit smaller pages. Like right now we have the remix and the stitch type tools that you see where you can take a portion of someone's reel and add to it. There's no reason why we couldn't have a similar sort of reshare feature for things like photo posts. But this barely scratches the surface of copyright infringement and just how serious of a problem it actually is. If you want to solve this problem as much as I do, the best thing you can do right now is take this video and share it with a friend. Share it with a photographer, with a content creator, with an Instagram user who maybe isn't aware of how serious a problem this is. Or if you're someone who is maybe working for exposure now and wants to get into licensing your content, make sure you check out that template down in the description. Go ahead and leave a comment if you found any part of this video useful. Give this video a thumbs up. And if you're not already, hit the subscribe and check out this video right here if you want to see more videos like this. And until the next one, get out and go shoot photos.